What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Transgender case closed. This is another piece of the puzzle. I didn't think that I would be needing to do another piece on this, which is interesting because it's an ongoing issue in our society now, but, it's not something that is germane to my personal life. I don't really need it. But I do live in the society, and therefore I'm thusly affected by it, This is Jeannie Mai, who is one of the co-hosts of the talk show The Real, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of. Wait, let me clean the lens a little bit, y'all. Although I haven't watched it in a very long time. I just don't know what's going on. And I don't have cable anymore. But this is perfect to bring, because one of the things that I've been saying, and in fact even in the last piece that I did about the thing that caused the scene at Sonic, trying to claim he's some transgender, my biggest protest against the whole transgender thing is, let me say this before I say that. I was also reminded by watching something else or reading something else that there's another classification of transsexual. So I'm even more furious because essentially these transgenders are trying to receive the same respect as a transsexual even. A transsexual is someone who has had the surgery. What I guess used to be a drag queen is now somehow a transgender. It's all confusing, dude. I'm over it. And interestingly, too, I saw on Instagram there was he had a million terms. I guess he's a man who presents as feminine or some, they got all these damn terminologies. Just you gay and we're done. That's it. And I also notice how they cling to this word queer. No, you're a homosexual. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like everybody's forgotten that word exists. Homosexual. Deal with it. But meanwhile, they're coming up with all this other vocabulary. You understand? And then they have this whole thing for straight people that we're suddenly cis now. It's cis something. There's some word that comes after that, like you're not just a damn straight person. Anyways, he was very eloquent and very impressive even, and engaging, and he just was engaging, was really able to lay out his point. He was talking about the whole Dave Chappelle thing and everything, and I thought he was fair. I thought he was fair in his assessment, and all of that. In fact, I even typed him a long response, with the gist of it really being, that the main thing that they're not understanding is you're trying to attach your sexual habit to many hundreds of years of struggle of African people to just be human beings before we even get to what type of sex we're having, So, but anyways, I mentioned him because then I guess he's a transgender. I don't know. Like he's a dude, So I don't know. But my thing is, I maintain the position that these transgender people don't deserve or get any consideration, because you're just playing with an idea, really. I mean, I think someone who is transsexual has committed to whatever it is they have in their mind, and they have paid the coin, the many hundreds of thousands of dollars for the surgery, and they've had a name change, and they've been through therapy, and they've done it all, you know, that still does not make you a woman. This is why I'm bringing Jeannie Mai. Stay with me. I'm going to make a point out of this. But that still doesn't make you a woman. But I could offer that there's a real something going on there. Like, you're at least not playing around. You're not just playing dress up. You know, that's easy. You know, that's easy. But the transsexual is something else, you know. Yeah, that's a different category. Still not a woman, but something else. And then that even the title fits, so we don't have to get into the threat of women, because a transsexual makes more sense to the straight public even. You know, it fully identifies you. Like, I'm someone who was not born the sex that I'm presenting now. I changed my sex to have a different type of sex. So that's not encroaching on the throne of a woman, which I appreciate that, because we're not having anything that encroaches on women. We're just not allowing it. We're not allowed. I'm a man, and I'm going to defend it. You understand? And as it is our job as men to defend the throne of the woman, defend the throne of the woman. We must do that. We must do that in every single way. And so this is one of the ways, so that then the transsexual is even probably better received by even the woman. Because it's like, oh, you're something else. You're not a man. You're not a female. You're not trying to be me. You're just a transsexual. Okay, that's fine. Over there, we good. You know. But these transgender people are just people just popping up, putting on women's clothing, and doing their hair and makeup and thinking they're some type of a woman. That brings me to Jeannie Mai, because I'm a huge fan of their show. I told you guys a few years ago I went to a taping of their show even. And Jeannie has been an interesting individual to watch. You know, when she first came on the scene, she just seemed kind of awkward to me. I didn't really know none of the people up there on the reel, quite frankly. I knew Tamar Braxton, and I knew Adrienne Bailon. Not to any great degree, but I could pick them out of a lineup. And oh no, I knew Tamara. I didn't really know Tamar Braxton, other than just she's a Braxton. So, oh, okay, that's one of the Braxton sisters, you know. So she had a little bit of cachet with me. But Tamara I knew her, because you can't not know who she is. You know, I didn't watch their show, but I knew who her and her sister are. But Jeannie was always very firm about the fact that she was not interested in having children. You know, she's 40, I think she's 40 something now. She's in her early 40s. That's safe to say, because I remember she had her 40th birthday and the whole thing. But she'd always been, from the time the show I ever knew her, she was always saying she's not interested in having children. She always calls herself Cousin Jeannie. You know, like, she's happy to babysit kids or whatever, and she likes kids and all that stuff, but just not interested in having kids. But why this is so profound, and I'm going to link her video under this because I want you to go and watch it, for the value of, here is a woman who is pregnant, by the way. I think she's 5 months. Speaking about her journey to changing her mind about even having a baby. She's talking about the vivid dreams that she's having, that she had read about and had been told about, that these are some things that can take place during pregnancy and blah, blah, blah. But the profoundness of the dreams. And she's talking about a lot of her childhood revisiting her, how her whole emotional state has changed and evolved as a woman. You understand what I'm telling you? and the how she was fearful in working out her thoughts. She was fearful of even having a child because she was doubting her ability to be able to protect her child. That if she was going to give birth to a child, am I going to be able to protect this child properly? And things like that. That's that mothering that comes. You understand? Women are not just something to look at, dude. You understand? They're a whole creation. Just like I'm always telling you, we're nothing like this white devil. We are nothing like this white devil. Nothing. God was not just being decorative when he gave us this melanin. He's letting you know you are something else. And so I'm saying the same thing for women. They are something else. They are something else. They are something else. They are something else. And so it's even more upsetting and insulting that any confused male would now try to step into the territory of a woman. Any of these people out there parading in their lipstick and their wigs and all the bullshit, none of them is going to be able to relate to anything this woman is saying here on camera. She's pouring out her heart. She's pouring out. What's one of the things I like about her, like their show in general. Like I love the fact that they just tell it all. This is her own, YouTube channel, but it's still her. Like she tells it. She shares her life, but the value of it in this political climate of this trying to promote this fiction upon humanity, I think is relative. I also learned that the gay and transgender community makes up 0.04% of the damn population, everybody. Think about that. It's not like they're 1% or 2% or 5%. No. 0.04% of the damn population. They should have no say in anything at all. Because any right that they're going to need, black people have already died and gone to jail for. Period. So we need to really push back on this. You understand? And our objective for pushing it back is to push them back to a place of individuality. Like, you do that over there, just like we don't know what you had for dinner last night or how many times you pooped in the last week or took a piss. That's fine. We don't need to know that, just like we don't need to know that either. It's over there, just you and your world. That's it. But all this trying to make it some nationality and raising flags and canceling people's careers and all that, we say absolutely hell no to that, and we push back. Because there's not now one of them that will ever be able to sit on anybody's camera and articulate even the things that this woman is articulating. You understand? It's an emotional journey, their whole chemical makeup is different. Indeed, they're human beings, but they are necessarily different because there's a whole different miraculous system that must make up a woman, both physically and psychologically, in order for her to be qualified to be the vessel of life through which the divine brings all of us. It must be holy, it must be sacred, and therefore it must have a special place with the divine, as women do. I remind you, Allah says to mankind in the Quran that paradise lies at the feet of the woman. You understand? The very paradise that we're all seeking after this life is at the feet of the woman. That's so profound and telling. And it should leave no mistake in anybody's mind about the position and place of the woman in the eyes of the divine. And by extension, how she should be received and treated on earth, But that's the thing that popped out at me watching this, and you're going to go and watch it. It's not a long video at all. And you're going to go and watch it. And I want you to just be in that state of mind of understanding how cheap and insulting it is for someone, anyone, to approach trying to say that they can just become a woman. You know, there's no difference in that and somebody having a tricycle and they find a broken Mercedes ornament that was broken off the hood of a Mercedes, and it's now glued onto the handlebars of a tricycle, and they go, look, it's a Mercedes. Nobody would accept that. Nobody. Mercedes, one of the most well manufactured automobiles known. Nothing like German engineering. And you're going to put that on a tricycle and claim it's a damn Mercedes? We will drag your ass to the pit of hell just for that. So how are we allowing, and especially in African culture where many of our people are label chasers, you understand? You could have the very same shoe, but if it doesn't have the right name on it, you don't want it. So how are we going to allow some imposter to step to our women, our nurturers, our givers of life, the first heartbeat that we experience, the first love that we will ever know is from our mother. Whether your mama died or she, whatever, it don't matter. She still gave life to your ass. And for any of these confused ass people proclaiming themselves to be some damn transgender, they got all these damn new vocabulary words and titles and shit. You know, they need to remember that your arrogant ass came out of a woman too. And you are not your mother. You are not. You are not. You know, but this is right in line with the prophecy, everybody. You know, I tell you all the time that Muslims know so much more about prophecy than Christians will ever know. Not because it's not available to you, but because you will never expose yourself to it. You know, you cannot get something where it doesn't exist. You just can't. You just can't. And I always hear Christians, we in the last days, and they've been saying that since I've been on earth. We in the last days. Okay, so what do you, but they'll say that with a glass of Hennessy in their hand. We in the last days, and, doing something forbidden or eating something forbidden, or, they're in a forbidden relationship or something, but there they are. We're in the last days. So if you're in the last days, look like you would be preparing. But nobody's preparing because you don't really believe it. It's something that's in your mind just to say, but you don't feel it in your soul. You don't know it. And what you know of it is not correct, But we see the prophecies so clear as Muslims, We see them. We see them. And this is right in line with it, But I always say to you, as Muslims, we will never accept this. It is forbidden for us to even accept it. Now, the divine is consistent. So we are not inclined to force our way of life over on anybody. But we are also supposed to stamp out evil and that which is forbidden wherever we find it. So we can never, ever speak kindly to this issue, while we would still be kind to the individuals if we encounter them, but we would not seek them out. Do you understand? Because Allah says that if you're even giving comfort to somebody that's doing evil, I'm just shorthanding it for you, then you're going down with them. Like when that goes down, you're going down too. You're going down. So we can't allow this. We have to from a moral, from a spiritual point of view, we must not allow this. We mustn't. We can't. And certainly as Africans who are under attack, who, um, the white man is constantly trying to dwindle our numbers and kill us off. You know, this is a threat. How are you going to reproduce your village if all the men turn to each other? Eventually, that village is no more. It can't be, because we don't have the main ingredient, the givers of life, and that is the woman. So we say to all transgenders everywhere, go and call yourself something else. Call yourself a drag queen, call yourself something, but you will not be considered a woman or even a female. You understand? Because even girls are by default are still women. You understand? That's more defined in other languages and cultures. I've shared with you before, even in Spanish culture, when a girl is under the age of 18, she's known as señorita. Only after she becomes majority age do we call her señora. Excuse me. But if that underage girl produces a child, oh my God, she becomes señora. So that tells me something. I can see a young girl in front of me and I hear people calling her señora. I know she must be a mother even if her child is not with her. Boom. I just had, that's the information is right there in the language. Señora. You see? So we can't even allow them to even be considered female. We must protect. And just because sin and unrighteousness is being promoted and is being made popular does not mean we need to buy into it. Our responsibility is to Allah and the last day, everybody. Remember that you are going to leave this earth. You have an appointment with the grave. And your Lord is not concerned with what was popular and what was politically correct. He is not concerned with that. Not at all. There is no consideration for that. I need you to be very clear. There is no consideration for that. So your eye needs to be on the greater prize. And opinions and feelings and politics be damned. We say this transgender bullshit is just that. It is a psychosis. It is it's against everything. It's just against everything. And we don't need to be bullied into speaking positively about it. But as I say, I think my point is completely made. She could have been anybody. Just happens it's Jeannie. You watch this, just hear her, and then try to imagine somebody who's not a woman, just with some dramatic Halloween costume, makeup, and a bunch of nonsense on and garbage. Then you should be able to feel what an insult that is against the whole fabric of what we call womanhood. It's an outrage. It's disgusting. Disgusting. And the more I listened to her, the more disgusted I became. Because this is the original article. Do you understand? They will never know any of that. But they think that I have an idea in my mind, and if I put on some Chanel and some heels, I'm suddenly a woman and I want to be recognized, and I'm trans this, and you're not a damn thing but a hocus pocus leprechaun act. Sat your ass down to the left, and we'll get to you if we can. I'm just even more insulted. I don't know how I came across this. I was watching something on Africa, and this, in fact, I was watching well, the last thing I was watching was it was a group of sisters. They were all up on the screen, and they were talking about everything from healthcare to jobs and business and the minimum wage and everything going on in Ghana. But I don't know how I came across Jeannie, but I did. And Allahu Akbar that I did. I want you to watch this, everybody. Like I say, in the frame of mind of just now, just imagine now somebody that's not a woman, some dude, a man in a bunch of get up trying to be even this female. You understand? Okay, Jeannie's not a sister, but at least she ain't a white bitch. All right. So that's all fine. You know. And she's also someone who's very respectful, very, very respectful to black culture too. I appreciate that. That's one of the things that turned my eye to her at the beginning when I didn't know her. Yeah, every time she speaks about black culture, she's very respectful. She don't ever get out of her lane, you know. And so many times it's been her up there defending black culture when Lonnie's fat ass wouldn't, because she's a slave. But that aside, she's a pregnant woman sitting here pouring out her heart. And I just want you to think about the intrusion, the assault, the breach that it is upon a woman for any man. I don't care how psychotic he is, to be parading around the earth talking about he's a damn woman. It's the most ridiculous thing, and I hope watching her will make you really go, you know what? This really is some bullshit. This really is. This really is. Wow. Maybe you just hadn't thought about it that way, and maybe that would be the power of you watching this, inshallah. So I'm gonna leave it here, everybody. I don't know um, when I will. I will see you. I will see you when I can, and I'm going to communicate when I can. Um, just know that I read all of your comments. I always leave a heart, so you know I've read it. If you don't see a heart, then I didn't read it. If you see a heart, I definitely read it, even if I didn't get a chance to answer it. So just always know that. I've always done that. Um, but yeah, I thought I would get a live stream in over the weekend, but my weekend was very not like I thought it was going to be, and so I just don't know. You know, I'm still obsessed with my whole situation that I've got going on, and but I still exist. I'm still living, and I still have a day to day life to answer up to, and that sort of thing. So um, but I'm trying to be as present as I can. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But having said that, God willing, over the next day or so, I pray we'll get a chance to be live, um, and then we'll get a chance to speak more in depth about the issue. But do go and watch this clip of Jeannie, and I'll look forward to reading your comments, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to have more discussion on it in a upcoming live event. All right? I love you guys all. I love you. I love you. I love us. I love we. I'll see you soon.